Hey, what's going on? It's Peter here, and today I want to talk about this quote that I heard from Tom Bilyeu. So, if you don't know Tom, he runs a podcast called Impact Theory, and he also sold his company Quest Nutrition for $1 billion before he started Impact Theory. So, he knows what he's doing in terms of success and entrepreneurship and mindset. And one of the quotes that I heard him say recently was, the human mind is designed to get better with concentrated effort. So, what I love about this quote is the fact that most people think that successful people are either born into success or they're naturally have some sort of talent that they can access that other people don't. Whereas this quote really identifies that it doesn't matter if you're born with any innate talent. It's a matter of, are you willing to be focused enough and are you willing to apply yourself in a concentrated effort in order to get better and better over time. Because the thing is, our brains are malleable, right? There's neuroplasticity, which has been researched a ton. The more we focus on a thing and the more we do the thing, the better we get at that thing. Whether it's working out, whether it's reading, whether it's writing, playing an instrument, whatever the case may be, it's proven that the more we fire those neurons, the more neurons wire together. So Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot as well. Um, Says neurons that fire together wire together, and he talks about it in the form of meditation, right? A lot of people say they can't meditate, but the more you meditate and the more you try to meditate and focus on meditation, the better you're going to get at it. So I really love this idea because it really levels the playing field, from people who are quote unquote successful versus those who aren't. And it's really just a mindset of whether or not you're willing to put in the work of focused, concentrated effort into whatever it is you want to do long enough to get the results that you want. So I also heard, I think Alex Hormozy talk about this as well. And he talked about how the first 20 hours of any skill is where you learn the most. Yet so many people, they never even take that first step in starting that first hour because they're scared to fail, or they're scared that they suck, or they're scared they're not going to be good. And the reality is, like, you have to suck in order to get good, right? You have to go through that phase of not being good in order for you to be at the stage of being good. So I remember this too when I started DJing. I really wanted to learn how to scratch and, like, be able to scratch and play shows or play parties and be able to mix in with scratching. But the thing is, I'd watch a few YouTube videos, I'd try a bit, and then I probably didn't even make it to the first hour before I gave up. And I just kind of, decided, this wasn't for me, and, I'll just focus on mixing and playing like normally. But through the process, recently going through the 12-week year, and I started tracking my progress on things, and also reading the book The Practicing Mind, where they focus on the concept of the process is the goal. So the practice is the goal, like being able to practice and do the thing, like that should be the goal in and of itself. I started adding scratching to my 12-week year spreadsheet. And I remember the first week of me applying concentrated effort on that skill, like I sucked. I wasn't good. It sounded so horrible. I was like, oh my God, like this is, it's barely, like, even for me, it was hard to listen to, But I can tell after that first week of concentrated effort, I slowly got the hang of it. And then the second week came and I just got better at one particular skill within scratching, and I can do it more consistently. And then as the weeks gone by, I got better and better, and I can feel and hear myself get better along the way. And now that 12 weeks has gone by, I feel competent and confident in my ability to scratch the record and, make the sounds that I want to make when DJing. So it's awesome to know that there's these innate principles at play when it comes to learning skills or becoming good or becoming, um, you know, whatever skill that you want to develop to get good at that skill. There's these principles at play where you have to go through the threshold of sucking first, and then you'll come out the other side being competent at what you do. And then sooner or later, if you keep practicing and you keep at it, then you'll be unconsciously competent at what you do. So it's not like you have to require too much thinking on your end. You can kind of do it, second nature. And then there's that also the other concept of, putting that concentrated effort behind something, and that the mind it'll have to get good if you keep putting effort towards it, because that's just how the mind works. So to me, that's a really inspiring idea because it really levels the playing field in terms of being good at skills or being, competent at anything that you want to do. All you got to do is just apply effort and stick with it, and you'll come out on top, because the truth is, like 95% of people don't even start that first hour, or they do and then they realize that they suck and then they automatically give up, so they don't get past that 20 hours of the steepest learning curve, and then they just become spectators as opposed to being in the arena. So I just wanted to share that quote with you. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you can apply that in different areas of your life, whether you're trying to learn a new skill or get better at your craft or your work or whatever it is that you want to do. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you then.